What is it? One of those Gradian birds? What are they? Those parawatas, whatever they're called.
Parakeets?
Over this way. Yeah, maybe something like that. They speak and say words. Alright. It'd be nice if it was raining. This would make it even better for you. Right.
Oh, the Griffin Tower
here
might
this
be
time.
cool.
Oh, you want to go to the Griffin Tower? We can do that too. Let's go to the Griffin
I feel like
Tower.
that's safer.
Oh no, I got ambushed on the walls of the tower already.
What?
Yeah, a few nights ago. I told you, a few nights ago I got ambushed in the night.
I didn't realize it was like
was
on the
a
walls.
few towers down. Oh yeah, it was on the walls. A few towers
You want to bring
down.
me up here?
No, you were the one. I was going to just stay over there, opened and sealable by everybody. Over here, we're going more secluded.
Isn't that the point? Isn't that the point of the exercise?
Oh, absolutely. But there's also the part of it's already dark and damp, so it's up to you.
We can find a cave.
Already walking.
How do we not know where a cool cave is? You know?
I mean, we've been to a few.
Yeah, I can't remember what they are though, and most of them are like filled with
Somewhere in the
baddies.
woods. We'd have to kill them first.
Oh man, we could make our own little meditation spot.
Kill something in my meditation spot. How metal is that,
That's
right?
pretty badass.
It's so drow. I've never heard anything more about it.
What in God's name? Oh, is this the scuffle that took place?
Yeah, this is where. Yeah, apparently they burned one of your house's flags and whatnot. Lena was having to deal with.
Yeah. You said An handled that?
Lena handled it. On sort of took the report afterwards, so to speak, from her. Said everything was handled by her. Alright, this way, come on now. Up to it. If the injured are moving faster, then that's a problem. Up we go.
My lips are tingly because I've had so many drugs today.
Alright. Look, see? No one's coming after us. No baddies in robes to stab us in the dark.
A little suspicious you said that, I'll be honest.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Look at this place.
Plenty of space. Right. Alright, you get comfortable. Right. Alright. Right.
Tiberius is helping me
Now.
through trauma.
Right. First we'll begin. Take your boots off. Alright. Gloves, gauntlets, whatnot. As much relaxed as you can be. Alright, swords as well. No weapons. Tied to your hip.
Honestly forgot it was there.
Right. Okay. Now, you'll start by closing your eyes once more. God, Kyler, don't put the dagger out on me.
Oh my god.
I saw that come. Leaping drow, never see it coming. Right. Now, take a deep breath. And once more, follow your breathing and deep breaths and let them out. Keeping your eyes closed. Throws a little rock at Lisa.
The fuck was that?
Don't worry about it. Eyes closed and take a deep breath. Feel the air around you. The sounds around you. The wind upon your skin. Feel where you are right now in your mind. Let me know when you're there.
Yep.
All right. Take deep breaths. And then as you slowly exhale, picture one of these things begin to slowly dissipate. The wind upon your skin no longer present. And then once you breathe in once more and exhale, you'll see the very light of the torch next to us vanish. You will breathe once more. The sounds around you will vanish. And then once more, you are now in a dark place, surrounded by shadows, where there is no light, no sound, nothing but my voice. Feel the cold environment around you. Feel the darkness around you. Know that the shadows in the dark are not your enemy. Blend with it. Breathe with it. What do you see?
I'm back in my dream.
Alright. Go step by step what happens.
It's dark. Darker than what we're used to. I feel alone. And then I'm surrounded by people.
These people. Who are they? Do you know them?
People from my past. Mistakes I've made.
I see. And what did they say?
They blame me.
Do you hear their voices in your mind right now? Their expressions?
I do.
Right. You see them before you, yes?
I do.
Now, focus your thoughts, your mind, and take a deep breath. And when you exhale, let one of them vanish before you. Let their voice disappear to the darkness. Do not fear the dark, because it is your ally. And do it once more. Let the darkness consume the pain, the regret, the sorrow. Breathe in and out. Now, what remains?
There's just more of them. Just different people.
And who are these different people now?
On. Katerina.
And what do they do? What do they say? How are they looking at you?
Disdain. They're disappointed in me. They blame me.
Feel that raw emotion. Experience it. Let it surround you. And then take a deep breath. And let that shield of those concerns be swallowed in darkness. For you know their character. You know their honest thoughts. Let the darkness shave away those worries, those concerns. And breathe. And allow your heart to be uplifted. What do you see now?
It's hard. There's so much shame. And feeling of letting people down. I can't just wipe it away.
Then allow it to take form in your mind. What does the shame turn into? What does the darkness allow you to create within it to represent this shame you feel?
It's just back to on.
What we'll do next, then, since this figure will not be consumed by the darkness around you. A light now must enter. I want you to picture someone, Kyla. Someone you trust to the bottom of your soul. Someone you would give your life for, and they would give in turn you. The person you trust most. Do not say a name or think of them as an image, but allow the light to represent that person. Breathe. Exhale. And allow that light to take form with your breaths and describe what you see.
I don't have that.
Describe what you see. Let the light form in your mind. What do they look like?
No one that I recognize.
I see. It is a face that is blinded by light, you would say. Allow that form, then, to see the shadow of the figure you've created through your shame. See how that figure interacts with it. See how your shame and the light embrace each other. Kyler, as you watch as these two forms in your mind begin to interact, the light you cannot picture yourself. The shadow and shame that surrounds what is your father. The words like daggers cutting at your heart, your flesh. You felt the venom in his voice, as if it just happened. You hear him cursing out to this light figure. This figure that has no face. But there's something about it that is familiar to it. It's unrecognizable. But you watch as the two begin to argue. No words begin to reach you, though. It is muffled. You watch as they begin to move towards each other. Blades are now drawn. You watch as the figures of light and shadow begin to draw against each other. Flickers of here and there. You feel the strain to your own thoughts as you watch this happen. It is almost materialistic in nature. You feel your very motions of your body tremble to the shocks. And Lisa, as you watch, you can see sweat coming from his brow. A shiver here and there. You watch Kyler as they continue to clash and clash. The fighting is persistent. But then there is a calm. like a cold shadow that wraps around both of them. With a 16, Kyler, there is something you notice in the corner of your eye as you watch the light leave. You see the pointed ears, the smirk, and the glint of the eye of a figure you don't recognize at first. But then, it clicks. There's no one else you could trust in the world around and the life you live. There is those who would fight with you, those who would die with you. If there is one you've trusted to get you this far, only one that has helped you get here to make the allies you have. And with the silver hair and the pointed ears, there's a smile as you see the shadow of your father begins wrapped in light, and the cold disdain look of anger and hatred and venom is replaced with a smile you recognize. And as the shadows consume them both, you feel yourself almost pulled out of that moment. The strain of the thought was so powerful, you're gasping for air, not knowing how long you've been holding your breath. Seems you've pulled yourself out. Did you see what you needed to see?
I don't know. I don't understand.
No. Then describe it.
I don't know if I can. It was more of a feeling, I guess.
This is something that takes time. Meditation allows us to see deeper part of ourselves. Parts that we're worried about, concerned about. Things that we may not even believe we're thinking about. Some things are harder to picture than others. The mind is a complicated thing. But it seems you have more questions than answers now. And that's a good start.
Yeah, the box is definitely open now.
Well, you'll grow from this, Skylar. In many ways you'll know. be able to describe it in some ways. Through meditation, we understand of what we are and who we are, and sometimes what we choose to do moving forward.
That's terrifying.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, you spend so long just kind of acknowledging that you're feeling a certain way, but then you just kind of push it down. Forget about it until you need to.
Well, not everyone's the same. There are those who are driven by rage, who express every emotion they have. There are those who, like you described, hide their emotions so that they can push on. And then there are those who, well, have a balance or two. Our emotions, our thoughts, our memories. As we grow older, we have to be able to handle them, embrace them, and still move with them. But you are merely at the starting line, Colonel. You can choose to stop if you wish. But the pain you feel, the struggles you go through, can be a weight you must learn to bear. Either by sharing it or embracing it. Should you choose to bear the weight alone in the years to come, who's to say what would happen?
Yeah, it's just exhausting, you know?
I'd wondered why I saw a torchlight up here.
Evening, my lord.
Good evening. I see that you're busy.
No, not at all. We just finished.
Quite all right.
No, please. We just finished.
Yeah, we just wrapped up.
I was teaching your son meditation.
Came to speak with my son if he's free.
Absolutely. Then I will get out of both of your hairs. Right. Think about what we discussed. Let me know how you feel in the morning.
Thanks, Tigers.
Absolutely.
The DM note. When you return to your house, you'll notice that the door handle, acid has been used to melt away that and the lock, and the entire inside of your house has been turned upside down.
Understood. Let's be on our way, shall we?
Hey.
What's been on your mind all these days?
In terms of?
In terms of what's been holding you down and holding you back. What's been making you drag your feet? What's been making you reclusive and distant?
Just tiring, you know?
Of course it is.
We deal with
Indeed it is.
so much shit, and a lot of it doesn't feel like there's an end. And through all of it, I'm dealing with people who are self-centered and greedy, and I have to deal with
Stupid.
personal squabbles that, in the grand scheme of things, are pointless, and it's exhausting. I just don't have it in me anymore to care.
It's only part of it. What else?
Not sleeping well.
Why not?
Nightmares.
Nightmares. I was the same your age. A lot of it had to do with guilt, survivor's guilt. The first men I ever lost, things like that haunted me for a long time.
Yeah, hit the nail on the head
Keeps
there.
you up at night.
It's that.
Describe it to me.
For a long time it was back at the entrance to Nith, the fortress. After you had left men there, and the missive got delayed, and by the time we got there, they were butchered. And ever since then, in the quiet moments, and when I'm not doing something or listening to something or saying something, it's all I see and smell and hear, and it's like I'm right there again. It's not guilt. I don't blame myself, but I...
Do you blame me?
No.
Then why does it stick with you so?
I don't know.
You've seen death. You've seen brutal death.
That's what I'm trying to figure out with Tibbs. But I think it was just the way it was. You know? While it wasn't...
I can tell you what it was.
Please.
And every single one of those men and women entrusted you and me with their lives. They knew they could die. No soldier is without fear, no knight unshakable. But when they kneel and give their oath of fealty, they expect to not be thrown away.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, it feels like a waste. Regardless of the reasoning, regardless of the advantage it garnered to accomplish something that may or may not aid us in the future, it feels like a waste.
Yeah, it's not guilt, but it's the responsibility, I guess.
That's still guilt, my son. You're finally feeling what it feels like to lead. The part that isn't sung about, that isn't glamorous. The heart of a man who cares for his men and women and cares for what he stands for is often tormented by the steps it took to get to where he needed to be that changed the world.
Sometimes I wish I didn't care, you know? It'd just be easier to be callous.
You would hate yourself if you were that kind of man. Dario was that kind of man.
Yeah.
Trust me, I understand, Kyla. Some of them were now men, and when I left, they were boys. Some had names I recognized. Some had family names that have served our house for generations. And some had lost everything and entrusted me to bring them home. I understand these feelings. I know them well. They have oft been my bedmate. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Every single tactical decision we make is for good or for ill. Every life has a value to it. A numerical value. And the cold warfare aspect of things. And when you have a lump sum of those numerical values, you look at your objective, and you look at what you may lose, and you ask yourself, will this be worth it? Will I be able to look at the percentage of these men who survive afterwards and call this a victory? And it is a difficult question. One that never comes easily, especially when you are young and growing and realize that life can be so fulfilling and real and vibrant, and then the next moment it can be cold and gone. Empty eyes staring at the sky.
I grieve them. I mourn them.
As do I.
Just, yeah.
As do I.
Just heavy. I know it's part of it, and I know I'll bear it better and get stronger. It just... when you...
But that's not everything. You're telling me all the surface level things that I already know you're struggling with.
It's just... there's no one big thing, it's just a lot of... a lot of smaller things, you know? Women trouble.
Tell them to me.
Oh. Everything I've just said, women trouble. I'm trying to do things that are better for us. And I'm trying to do them the right way, but it's navigating a minefield of grey areas and crossed lines, and you know, it just feels recently it's all just kind of fallen in on me, you know? Just trying to keep my head above water.
I've watched my son's shoulders sag. His gaze does not meet mine. You've avoided me. Even this morning you sent Tiberius to ask me something, otherwise you would have just walked up to me yourself.
That was,
Why won't you look me in the eye? Have I wronged you in some way?
no, it's the opposite. I don't want to let you down, and
You haven't.
doing what I do, I have to do things that I know you wouldn't approve of, and I hate doing it. But I'm trying to keep us safe, trying to see things happen before they do. And I'm juggling all of that quietly behind closed doors and in the darkness because there is no one in the middle of that. There's no person that understands both sides, and yeah, it's tough.
I believe it. I have no doubt that there are some things that you're up to that I would not approve of. But I also agreed that you knew Gradia better than I, and I would not interfere. If I allow my imagination to get to me, my son, I envision you gathering information, rubbing shoulders with people I never would, putting knives to necks, not because you're a thug or a brigand, but that's what these people understand. And that sounds like a brutal thing to say, but I have lost so much faith in this country. And I'm even more amazed that you have turned out the way that you have. Even great kings like King Renal had a spy master. There's a reason for that. Crenshaw was his spy master. A man of whispers, a man of assassinations, a man of information networks. I understand the necessity for it. But I don't want that to become you.
I'm really good at that, at what I do, and I feel so gross when I do it now. I'm actually getting worse at it, believe it or not. I've been slipping the last couple of times, and if I hadn't had people there with me,
I'm gonna ask you something. You don't have to answer. I vaguely remember something in Adwick. There's a name that's popped up recently that I remember confronting someone back in Adwick over. The one that Silvervein has a hard-on for right now and is tying up my resources. Do you know anything about this person?
I do.
Are they a problem?
Not for us.
Should I slow Silvervein down?
If you can.
Oh, I can.
That man is integral to a lot of things I've laid down. With his help and his connections, we have people in Palamon.
What kind of man is he? Truth.
He does what he needs to do. He's not a good person, but he knows what he does is wrong. Sometimes.
Will he stab you in the back?
Me? No.
How do you know? How can you be sure?
You just have to trust me on it. I can explain it to you, but once I do, it's out of the bottle and it's not going back in, ever. You just gotta ask, though. The same with any of this. But once you do, you lose that plausible deniability that we talk about. I know it's not really your thing.
If you think I'd ever deny involvement with my own son, regardless of whatever Mistaken stain might be attached to it because of something we've had to do to survive. I would never leave you out to dry. You are an Erdhard. You are my son.
It's not that. We have both just worked way too hard, and we're finally getting to a point where we're gaining a little bit of momentum, and I don't want what we are trying to do to fail because of a mistake that I made. So I'm trying to shield you and the house and everything from that. Degrees of separation. Crenshaw told me that.
He's a smart man. I'm ashamed to say it, but he probably understands more about what you do than I do.
No, he's told me a lot about covering my bases and such.
So you're certain that they will not pose you a threat?
Positive.
And we can trust them not to betray the house. You must have something very powerful over this man, or you're very persuasive.
A bit of both.
You think he's redeemable?
I think once we don't need him, he'll disappear.
Then I'll trust your word, as I have. I will not ask. But I beseech you to keep yourself safe. And that if there is something that needs to be done to help without you explaining, I have pieces I can move to help you.
I know, the degrees of separation, the less we cross over, the better, and the safer it is.
My boy, think of who you're talking to. I've had to separate myself from everything I love to pretend someone I'm not. Decades. In fact, this past year is the first time I've really been on Elferdar.
It suits you.
So does having a son like you. Regardless of what you think. You'll understand one day when you're a father.
What was Arlo like?
Very energetic, hopeful, very hands-on. He was enthralled with swordplay, enthralled. He loved watching the knights spar back and forth. Sir Richter would spend time in the courtyard teaching him how to parry and riposte again and again. Every time he got it wrong, he'd rap him on the back of the legs. Make him squeal.
Sounds like a
He'd
letter.
come running to me. Oh, yes. In that fashion, they are similar. They have love and care and total loyalty to the house, but they will push those comfortable limits to make sure that you're ready when the time comes, even if it makes you angry with them for a time.
I heard something went down today with her. Is she okay?
In truth, no.
Yeah.
I have suspicions that what the Imperials did to her was horrific. She wants you to be safe. She wants you to be able to protect yourself. She wants you to be strong in case you're ever separated from us. Be it temporary or for good. She wants you to emotionally strengthen. To truly be able to wear your armor. She's afraid that your decisions may be emotionally charged at times in the hopes of protecting or saving when you must think of the mission. She loves you. You are brethren to her. She would die for you, she would die for me. She may seem harsh now, but it's so you remember what she tries to teach you.
I know. I care about her, I do. I don't have the willpower to navigate the prickly exterior right now. I just don't. And that's not a slight against her. I'm just so stretched thin that I just know I'll say the wrong thing or make it worse or whatever, so... Yeah, no.
I'm talking to her.
I know.
Just as I'm talking to you, my son.
We're progressing, it just... keeping my head above water. That's all I'm really focusing on right now. Closing the shield wall, as you said.
How can I help you?
Ease up Silver Vein, that would help a lot.
You leave Silver Vein to me. That's not a problem.
Good.
But you're my concern. I still feel like there's much you aren't telling me, and I'm not going to pry, but... seeing you this way, it hurts my heart. I want to help my son, I want to be his strength, I want to guide him, but if I do not know the lamentations that he tries to navigate, then it makes it nigh impossible. I love you, Kyla. You are my son, my little boy. I will see you that way no matter how old you get. I want to see you be successful. I want to see you grow in confidence. I want you to be able, when I am old and frail, to take my place and lead without fear. I've chosen you for a reason.
I want that too. A lot of the time I don't really feel worthy of it.
Why? Why don't you feel worthy of what I've bestowed on you?
I don't know.
It's because you still feel after all this time you're just a street rat.
keep trying to put everything from back then behind me, but it keeps catching up and reminding me and clawing back at me, and
every time that happens, we will stamp it down together.
I'm sorry, my lords.
What happened, Tibbs?
What's wrong?
Someone broke into my home.
Broke in? How? It's very hard to lockpick a door on the main street.
Well,
They used acid, my lord. They tore my place apart. Everything torn asunder.
looters?
No,
Was anything
we had a
missing?
witness. I don't know. I've been looking through. I spent time. I couldn't find anything that looks like might be missing. But
Wait. You had a witness? Who?
Torty.
Why does she keep fucking popping up everywhere?
This
She
time it's
saw
probably
him.
because she could see in the dark. I'd assume. Explain, Tiberius.
Apparently this man is this potion maker or whatnot. The one that writes in a book, supposedly.
Potion. The mute that I've seen speaking to Sereth.
Exactly. That's what I've been told.
That's what I know it connection-wise from, at least.
That's very odd. I would double check to see if anything's missing.
I'm going to look again. I've just had the captain lock down the town for the most part to try to patrol around to look for him. He was only 5 minutes apparently before I got there.
We'll have to figure this out then. Whatever it may be.
I'll talk to Sarah when I see her next.
Breathe, Tiberius. If nothing was stolen, it wasn't petty thievery. They must have been looking for something.
That worries me more than anything else.
Tiberius, you'll note now, after searching your house, that not only was it turned upside down, something clicks in your head. All of the furniture was pulled away from the walls. Nothing was left touching the walls, not a single thing.
That's impossible, though.
What's impossible?
This man was looking for secret compartments in my walls, I think. All the furniture was moved away.
Does he have reason to believe there's a hidden compartment in your house?
Templars are known to have passageways, secret compartments, and hidden hideways for valuables and precious items.
And do you have one?
I haven't had one time to put one installed, so I've been usually carrying something precious with me.
If it is something that is terribly secretive, I do have a place you can hide it. Only myself and Kyla knows of its existence.
I must beg for this, please.
Let us go and do this now.
The thing that terrifies me is that he knew. Somehow he knew. No one should know.
Alright, well, I was sure we're not making assumptions. Perhaps this was done under a different pretense. Why else? Search the house and pull everything away from the walls.
The only thing I could think of is you was looking for something that was being hidden.
That he assumed you had and hid.
I moved things out of the house after, well, I've had some unexpected guests there. I didn't trust to leave anything too valuable. But that
Are you sure this had to do with you and not Celine?
If it had to do with her, I would doubt it. Her work is
Trust your
secretive, but
judgment then.
from what I hear, this man apparently went to Mint and came back unscratched.
He seems to have ties in that area of the world to the artifacts and the Nith and the everything.
Why do you say that?
What do you mean?
Well, you say he has ties to it. In what way?
Well, he seems to know a lot about it. If I recall, there was a... he was the one that told Sarah about her restraints keeping her weird shit in.
So you're saying the man's magically inclined?
I don't know if he's got magic. He's not like a Fulgrith. I haven't seen it. I don't know. But he at least knows about it
He
enough.
seems knowledgeable.
Very, yes.
Tiberius, Kyler, you notice Tiberius is almost shaking in a sense to him.
Alright. Let's start by putting the special thing, whatever it is, somewhere safe. That way you know it's protected. And then we can move from there. One thing at a time, alright?
Do you have it on you?
I'd never leave without it. I worry about leaving it exposed.
Well, where I'm going to show you, it'll be very secure, and there'll always be guards around, even if they don't know that that particular item is there. The only other person that knows this existed that built it for me is dead. So, it's myself, Kyler, and now you. Six.
Oh. Impressive.
Thank Morden. Wherever you want, hide it. I won't even look. When you're done, come out.
Oh, we finished the interrogations, by the way.
How did that go?
Yeah, turns out one of them was colluding with Nashruk. After we finished...
What?
Yeah. After we finished interrogating them, they tried to flee the city. We followed her to a drop point that Nashruk was using to pay her and communicate with her. We got all the notes and stuff. She's up in the cells right now. I figured you want to have a word with her after everything that happened.
They're that smart.
He wrote it down in broken common on a piece of paper.
They're bribing humans? Elves?
Yep. Now this is the second person that has been used
Sixth
this
book
way.
on the top row.
This is the second person that has been used this way against us, so it's becoming a favorite tactic of theirs. And I don't know how we're going to be able to prevent it in the future. We won't know until...
You have access to that room whenever you need to. You don't need to ask me. It's safe, Tiberius.
I have to stress this, my lord. What I have with me is why I had to leave with my company. That is the key to the entirety of my organization.
And we shall handle it as such. And we do not know it exists. Quite the burden to carry with you, but at least for now you can hide it and breathe.
Mm-hmm.
I just worry. It is that is the target.
Why would that be something of interest for him, I guess?
It's a particular item that holds incredible meaning and information to us. Without it, without the libraries of the Azar Order, that it was the last hope of them. If it's lost, everything we have in the hope for the future is lost.
You almost
I
sound
know.
like you're talking about a myth.
It... Only because it's you both that I will even say this. It is the collective knowledge of everything of who I am as an Azar Templar to our order. It holds a keeping of as much information as possible of that which is the unknown, of beasts, of artifacts,
Don't
of
say
everything.
Like a book?
My father spoke of the Azar Templar when I was a boy. He used to tell me stories of groups of knights going into dark places and saving nearby towns and cities and coming out with items and creatures of strange origin that did not belong in Ozero. And that there were dedicated scribes that all recorded it in one place. I forget what he called it, but I always thought it was a myth. Story. I figured you just...
It is our codex.
Good God, it's real. All right, we don't know that this exists.
I don't even fully follow, so that works for me fine.
Think of it as everything that Mirandel chased, Faye is chasing, written down.
I can see why someone would want it then, especially someone like him.
Now picture that collective knowledge over hundreds of years.
It's a big book.
It must be kept safe, and so it shall. Like I said, this is your room. I only had it made because I was fearful the Imperials would be able to sniff me out, but I'm not in hiding anymore. So this room is yours to use as you see fit. Again, no one knows it exists.
Thank you.
Of course. As for your home, a thought crossed my mind. You said they moved everything away from the walls. Why the walls? Why not the floor? Perhaps they were looking for something hidden. Like a sigil.
A sigil?
That's the only thing that's cropped up as of late that has only been on walls. Would someone have reason to believe you're under some sort of influence? This is a shot in the dark. I have no idea.
I've been tied in dealing with these individuals. Maybe they think I'm cooperating with them.
Because if it was only 5 or so minutes, they would not have time to check the walls physically for things. They would just have enough time to move things and look. So it has to be something surface level. At least that's my thinking. Still worth arresting the man. You think this over? Tell me what you think the next course of action is. I need to finish speaking to my son.
Yes, I'll think it over. If you don't mind, I'd like to remain here tonight. Not really.
Absolutely.
Insecure.
If you wish, there is a literal couch right here.
I think I'll take you up on that.
I'll take one of the chairs and prop it against the door, so even if it somehow was unlocked, you'll hear it open it.
I'll be back later.
Very good.
I haven't been up here in weeks.
I haven't been up here since Raylan left.
Looks different.
Some things are moved around by people who come up here. Not by me. Why did you ask about my son, my youngest?
Oh, you said the comment of me being the son that you needed me to be or wanted me to be, and I'm just curious how, not to compare, but just, you know.
Although never got to be the age you are. In relative terms.
Mhm.
There's no real comparison. My eldest son, different, but I've told you stories about him, and Almost the most grievous mistake I made when he was... I think I told you back in Ledford he was captured by brigands at one point.
People who didn't want to pay taxes. I remember. Kept him in a cage.
He went there to try and figure things out, and they were violent. I almost did what a mem did. My younger age. So furious I was. Not about them not obeying, but the fact that my son was in a cage. Beaten and abused. I was still curious why you would ask.
Oh, just, you know. Just seeing how
Are you
different.
comparing yourself?
Not in a competitive way, just more, you know, just...
I didn't think it was competitive, Kyler. I just think that no matter what you do, you never let yourself think you're good enough.
I mean, there's always room for improvement, right? I've had to squeeze in like 20 years worth of learning that I should have gotten to be in this position, like a normal heir would have to be taught slowly throughout the years. And I've had to squeeze in 20 years worth of learning into 2. And sometimes I just worry that I've missed something, or I've not understood something, or...
That's why we surround ourselves with people we can trust. That will advise us when we're wrong, or correct us when we make a wrong choice or about to make a mistake. That was my Haskell Rishton. Now I must rely on the lessons I've been taught.
Yeah.
Though, what Lena does at times play that part.
Mm.
I'm just unsure of what I can tell you to change your mind.
Oh, well, I mean... Nothing I've said is you know, the thing, the pressing thing. It's just a lot, and I'm dealing with a lot, and it's tiring, and you know, and I'm copying it from both sides, as it were. And the entire time I have to look over my back, because I don't know if you know this, but there are dread knives in the city, and they want to kill me.
If you think I would ever let that happen. The last time dread knives came knocking on our door, I don't need to remind you my course of action. You will not be dragged away from me.
The thing that's getting me, though, is I've heard nothing through all of my people, all of my sources, and I know they're here, and nothing. I have to spend the entire time just watching over my back, and it's that on top of everything, on top of everything, on top of everything, and my bandwidth is so low nowadays.
Possible that maybe they're avoiding you.
They're scared of me.
Maybe you've... Yes. Maybe you've killed so many of them or made so much of an example.
I don't know. They're more the lie in wait kind of people, I guess.
And let them wait while we build our strength.
Yeah. Like I said, it's just another one of those little things. And
Yes.
I'm losing more and more faith in our friends. Do you get that? You know,
A lot of them do things that are foolish, that put us at risk. And it's hard to be friendly, it's hard to be cordial. Hard to ignore.
Yeah, that's it. I don't really want to be the friendly, you know, sit down, have a drink and have fun kind of person anymore. I just get so agitated because they make decisions that hurt us, but these decisions that we, you know, advised against, we try to teach and nurture and develop like we're supposed to. And they do the exact opposite, and it always blows back, and it happens time and time again. I mean, this Inquisitor thing just... What faith or trust can I have in these people anymore, Han? And the side effect of that is just the feeling of being alone by my own doing. So...
Faye doesn't want to kill. In the end, she's going to have to, otherwise she'll die.
yeah. Just a lot of that. A lot of everything.
I'm hoping you'll tell me when I can help you and where. I mean it, son. Do you think that I survived Ireland by always being upright and lordly? No. I've had to make compromises and do things I've never wanted to. I've had to meet contacts in the dark. I've had to kill people who had leads on me. I had to smother things in and out of towns that I wasn't supposed to be in or wasn't supposed to have something. I understand it. If you have something going on, some sort of operation that you can't clarify but you need help, let me help you. In this case, I'll redirect Silvervein. But we have to be a well-oiled machine. And I have to dip my boots into what it is you understand. And you need to dip yours into my world. It's the only way this is going to work. And the only way you're not going to be overwhelmed.
Yeah, I guess just finding that balance is the tough bit, you know? Because I don't want that for
I'm
you.
not going to ask you to reveal everything to me.
I know, I don't want that for you. I don't want you to have to make those deals or, you know, you don't...
My son, I made them long before we met. It is not your fault.
But it doesn't have to be
You
like
have
that.
not. You have not brought me low. The world and my enemies have. I've had to adapt to a world I barely recognize. in the hopes of when I am strong enough, we'll make something better. And this will all be worth it.
That's what we're fighting for.
It's what we're fighting for, yes.
I'll try and be better about asking for help. I don't mean to worry you.
Kyler, it's my job. I'm your father. I'm going to worry about you even if you're perfectly fine. What I am worried about is that wolf girl coming out of your room at weird hours of the day and night. Is she living in the house?
For a little bit. She doesn't know what she wants to do with Faye. She feels betrayed.
She's been leaving messes in the kitchen. She's been taking bites out of food and putting it back. She's been assailing the sweets.
Yeah, I know. Another thing I'm trying to teach and is being ignored. Trust me, I'm frustrated too.
Alright, I won't pound it home.
I'll handle it.
The only thing that I'll say is, without Faye, you would be dead and I would be dead. Braylon would be dead. Most of our friends who did survive would be dead. We owe her a lot. And even if I get angry at her, even if I try to set her on the right path, I cannot abandon her. She wants to make something better, but she's doing it before she has the strength. And the world is trampling her for it. The Inquisitor is going to convince the Baron to agree that he never would have granted her citizenship if she had revealed her past. It's going to nullify that and she will be fair game.
She's, under our clan, no?
If she stays on this property, yes. She won't do that.
No, she didn't before.
I believe all of the charged comments from our mutuals and friends have pushed her to the point where she thinks too she should die.
You didn't hear, did you?
Hear what?
She was planning to take her life a week or two ago.
Then I'm sure of what she'll do. I must try to talk her out of it. A conversation for another time. My point in all of this, running my mouth to you, son. You're not alone. I love you. And if I can help you, I always will. You have but to ask. I am not ashamed. I asked you to do this. I asked you to take this grievous responsibility. And every bit of ache on your shoulders and every bit of buckle is my fault, and I'm sorry for it. But in this cutthroat place, I need it. I need someone to watch our back that understands these people. So you tell me how to make your life easy and to make this possible, and I'll move whatever I have to. And if something happens, and somehow you get caught, whatever it is you may be doing, I will swing for you. I promise. You are my son, Kyler Edhart, my heir. And the only time I will ever leave you is when I'm finally satisfied I've taught you all that I can.
Damn well hold you to that.
I promise it. There's still a man I must kill before I am done. If nothing else. Get some rest, my son. Tomorrow's a big day.
Is it?
It is.
I'll be as ready as I can be.
Attaboy.
Good night, Dad.
Good night, my boy. Sleep well. As you walk into your room, Kyler, your eyes immediately dart over your bed. You always know when something's moved in your room, and you see it instantly with a 15. There's a crooked nail in the wall above your bed, and hanging from it is a very crudely made dream catcher. You recognize the strands and beads as some of the last remnants of things that Raylan had brought into the house. And it hangs over your bed. Clumsy fingers may have made it, but it's sturdy all the same.